Before a young lady marries a man of her choice, the Bayankelo tribe in Uganda used to make the aunt of the young lady sleep with the young man. It's not as crazy as it sounds. The idea was to check if everything was legit in the man and about the man. You know, that was the good old days. Some say that it is still happening in Uganda, but others said that this man moved a motion that led to the rescission of the motion in support of the practice as amended. Hey, watch.
Okay, Mr. Speaker, sorry, sir. I rise and I move to the issue to recite the resolution of the first amendment by motion.
I know, just in case you don't know, he is a lawmaker in the Nigerian House of Representatives. Yes, from Oyo State. You see, did he go to the same university as the governor of Edo State? Do you think? I've been trying to find out if they all went to Abuja University. Watch the governor of Edo State.
For the appropriation bill of 6 billion, 605 billion, 76 million.
Yes. No. These are not, for those Africans watching, these are not schools. They didn't go to schooling. These are not people from Boko Haram region. No. They went to proper school. Yes, they did the first time, second time. Africans who did this to us. Who did this to us? Welcome to the show. My name is Dr. Damages. We're coming to you from the greatest city in the world.
New York City.
New York City. Yes. New York City is so great, but it's in Washington, D.C. that we are starting today. Yes! Are you coming to the inauguration of President Donald Trump? Everybody important, every important person in the world is coming. Hey, I heard that President Bola Tinubu will get a front row seat at the event. So will gospel singer Nathaniel Bassey. Yes, Bassey will sing at the event. Isn't that wonderful to have a black Nigerian gospel singer sing at the event? And some nonsense people say Trump doesn't go to church. And Pastor William F. Kumuyi, the founder of Deeper Life Christian Church Ministry, will be there. Hey, the only person who won't be there is Michelle Obama. Who cares? She is mad that women are not allowed to wear pantsuits at the event. Trump is back in power and we're going back to having women dressed like women. No more this nonsense Sasha Obama or Malaya Obama wear around it. No more. We are going back to having Americans say Happy Christmas. No more nonsense like Happy Kwanzaa. Trump is back in power and Americans are allowed to hug the flag, you know? This is how it should be. If you want to wear the flag as a school uniform, you are now free to do so. Even pastors who were afraid to use the flag to sew a gown for their church choir members, they are now free to do so. It is a new dawn in America. Once again, we are returning our trust in God. Just as it's written in our almighty dollar, in God we trust. Nonsense. Nonsense. Hello, welcome to our special coverage of the inauguration of the 47th President of the United States. Since he came down from the escalator some 10 years ago, America has now remained the same. Former President Donald Trump will today become President Donald Trump again. Only two people in the history of the United States have been president, taken some time off, and returned to be president. Today is historical in the history of the United States. Whatever you think about Donald Trump, he is going to take care of the greatest country in the history of the world. And we are going to watch the beginning of that process, the inauguration of the 47th President of the United States. I hope you join us as we join other people around the world to watch and do analysis of where we are going to be from 12 noon Washington, D.C. time. It's going to be a different world. One thing you can be sure of is with Donald Trump's America First policy, all that we've known in the last 4 years will be different. And one other thing before we join the coverage is that looking at the world today, in 4 years' time, is going to be quite different from what we see today. From today on till the next 4 years, every day will be about Trump. And we on this channel will be here live on weekends and whenever we have to cover this phenomenon called Donald Trump. A lot has been said about him, and we're going to hear a lot more in days and weeks to come. So we welcome you to this special coverage, and we hope you'll be part of the conversation that will take place as soon as the ceremony is done. Once again, thank you for joining us. Welcome. Ovie. Are you in Washington, D.C.?
I'm around in spirit. David, I tell you, it's too cold. I say, let me put it this way: during cold weather, winter, I'm useless. Not just to myself, not to whoever. I don't just know. I'm just useless. I know they still do anything.
I
My
thought
mood
you
there
were
different.
in Florida. It's not cold in Florida.
No, they tell me about going to the inauguration.
Oh, okay.
So, and in the summer, I don't know how to act. I be like small picking. So that's my character pretty much.
So,
So,
so what is going on? Are you watching the Capitol? Are you watching what's going on in DC? And
yes, I'm trying to watch it. I was supposed to go live before, but I think I will miss. I want to actually watch the details of, because there's so much in this ceremony. There's so much you can take away that you can actually project, what we found out, another who is there, why, all those kinds. So I want to watch it. And since I'm not in a place where I can streamline it live while I'm watching it, I just say, make I see where Dr. Damage go show him, or make I go watch him for CNN.
no, it's quite interesting. The analysis of the process. We've seen this many times. I don't know how
Yeah.
many of these transfer of power you've seen in America. We've seen this many times. This is the first time in many years that it's done indoors.
No, for about 40 years, I think, 45 years ago. That was the
Yeah.
last time it was there.
So we are not going to worry about the number of people that came, whether whether it's bigger than that of Obama.
So, why do you think Trump get Twitter and TikTok to come back live? Now they will get the numbers of people that watch it on Twitter, because the Bidens are bragging that during I think you get one big, was it the election, Abi? There's one Biden view that they are running away with on TikTok. So I think Donald Trump have a target. So if he's not going to brag about live audience as a physical audience this time, he go get Twitter, I mean, Elon Musk is there for you. Elon Musk will give her accurate. They get like 3 billion views. He will be happy. So there's still a way you can run away with views.
Yeah, and I think it's a good thing that we don't have to worry about those unimportant things. There's something that tells me that these next 4 years will be a defining moment in the history of the world.
Yeah. It will be the beginning of the defining moment, I would say. Because I think what is happening will to take more than 5 years, more than 10 years. Yes. Because it's I'm talking about the two world powers now, because obviously it was China is the target here. And I think after the Second World War, what they come to realize is that anything come close to Third World War, all of us, nobody go win because of the nuclear technology that has been populated after the Second World War. So themselves know the damage that will occur if they actually go all out war. So now economic power, right? So hence you see Trump is aiming at Greenland, Canada, Panama. So since they cannot necessarily push China out of where they don't they, let's counter them by getting external resources.
All right. Hold on. Yeah, I think the man we're waiting for is that's oh wow. Okay. So
Oh,
that's the president.
anyway.
And let's listen in a little bit.
Oh, this is the part where just the president and the incoming president will ride along,
Yes,
just the two of them by themselves.
yes. Now, historians will eventually tell us what they were discussing in this
They,
ride.
they share the nuclear code.
What they come? No. They don't have to. They don't have to know any code. Forget
I
that.
want us to come. I sure say Biden, you remember what they talk to. You know what they talk.
And
No.
as the limousine departs right
Trump
there,
will
we
tell
actually
us.
saw President-elect Trump on his cell phone, Andrew, just checking some stuff. But we were hearing one of the reporters yelling out to both Biden and Trump, "What are you going to talk about?" And obviously they did not answer. But of course, that's the question that everyone wants to know. What will these gentlemen be speaking about? They, of course, were joined by a Representative Amy Klobuchar, who, is part of the committee that oversees the inauguration and all of the events. But still, curious minds want to know, Andrew, what is the conversation going to be like inside this limo? I don't know specifically, and perhaps you do, just how many minutes it's going to take for the limousine to actually arrive at the Capitol, but it could either be a very long ride or it could be a very short and comfortable ride. We don't know.
So, yes, it is a very short ride, under 10 minutes. And yeah, you saw there Senator Amy Klobuchar from Minnesota, the Democrat, another member of this joint congressional committee on inaugural ceremonies. And so she's also in the limousine. Maybe she'll be breaking the ice, so to speak, between Trump and Biden. But this leads me to wonder as well, Stephanie, what is the Biden post-presidency going to look like? We know they're going to be, they being Joe and Joe Biden, they'll be spending a couple of days in Santa Barbara, California. After today, they'll be whisked off there to the West Coast. We know Trump is going to the West Coast later this week on Friday to survey some of the damage wrought by the LA wildfires. So they may be in California at the same time as well. But a post-presidency looks different, so to speak, if you're Obama and you're leaving the White House in your 50s. Biden leaving the White House in his early 80s. I wonder how he will choose to use that. He said in a speech in South Carolina just yesterday, he is going to remain engaged. He is going to remain committed. He's not going anywhere. So I think it remains to be seen what his role in American political life will be going forward. Sometimes presidents, all presidents, when they leave the White House, they go back to being everyday regular citizens. But some take up a role and they want to be and they want to use their influence that they had in the Oval Office, even while not in the Oval Office. Jimmy Carter was a perfect example of that. And so you're watching the beast right now move down Pennsylvania Avenue, down to the U.S. Capitol. This is quite something. This is remarkable. Let's just watch and listen.
Tinubu self get beat, so I'm gonna put Zakara for us.
But hold on, eh? One of the
Yeah,
things that people may not talk about is actually the fact that the last time Trump did not do this, we
yeah.
forget that. And I think one of the things he may be getting now is an opportunity to redo all the things he didn't do right the last time. Because it's not just about you, it's about history.
It's true, yeah.
And for him to come in and enjoy this privilege, this historical events that happens every 4 years, when he couldn't accord that to his the person that defeated him last time, it should be of interest to historians.
In a way, I think that because at the end of the day, when history had to be presented, let's say 200 years from now, when everything is done and over, only two things or two people that will be remembered. It's only going to be Donald Trump and maybe the MAGA movement. You understand? Then what you just put now, because history we talk about 2 times of his presidency and in between. And what you just said is one of those things that is going to be pronounced in between the first time and the second time. Right? What he did, his character in terms of accepting the bid or not, did it took part in the tradition, what you just pointed out or not. So those are the nuances that will actually be loud in the book of history. Every other thing will be forgotten. Yeah, I wonder what happened. Do they? I didn't even watch. That's another thing. I don't think I watched it in detail like this. I didn't. I didn't watch this part of the. Was there even a drive? I don't know. Was there a
Oh
drive
yeah,
because the guy did.
of course. The president has to go from Blair House, which is where he will stay the night
Mhm.
before, to where the inauguration will happen. So yeah, it's always there. It's always part of it.
No, I'm talking about the Trump. Trump left before they arrived, right?
Yeah, he left
He
Washington
left
before
before they
them.
arrived.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he left Washington. Yeah. So quite
Yeah, those are just
interesting.
the events. Those are the things that will come out in history. Every other thing, even the vice president, have nobody go know.
Yeah,
Which
it
is
depends on how
crazy.
far you go, and it depends on whether the vice president will become president, because
Exactly. Yes.
yeah, that is another possibility.
Yes. If you become president, you start a chance in being the history book. If not, nobody, no, history will not go remember you, which is
I
crazy.
saw Dan Quayle at Jimmy Carter's funeral. I saw Dan Quayle, and I almost forgot that he was still alive.
It was.
And of course, Al Gore was also
All right.
part of it. So quite
Did you hear of the pardons that took place this morning? I think they were
yes,
Biden pardoned the
yes,
last set of people.
quite
One
quick.
of the vehicles
And
is
hold on, let me pause them. Fauci was pardoned.
Who?
Um,
Fauci?
yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. That's good.
So I think, but that's what we're saying, that the United States have changed so much. I don't think they've been they call it a situation where you are pardoned before you are charged
You're
for
right.
a crime. I don't think it has happened before. I don't know, but from my own recollection, I don't think. But that's the new world. When we talk about norms that change and things that change in the United States, people tend to think it's a little thing, but it's little by little. The
Yes.
country
Yeah. Right.
transforms into something that 50 years ago that were unacceptable, unbelievable. They become acceptable.
All right.
People now say it. So quite an interesting observation of
Yeah.
what's going on and what we. And in fact, the one that I hope everybody knows is that from today on, I mean, there's no day that Trump will not lead the news. There were some
Oh,
days
yeah.
I thought that Biden was president and nothing was heard about Biden. But you can be sure that from today, for the next 4 years, every
Yes,
day,
yes.
Trump
Especially knowing that he had just 4 years, Abba, he will utilize every minute of it, and with the events that is happening already before he comes in, and the ones that will compound. So the guy, and a showman. So for the fact that I mean, everything is somebody. One of the I think it was this former Biden Barack Obama's political advisor. What was it called on CNN? They said that Trump left just back to what you said about the tradition that he took part during this the last time he lost. He said that's David Asora. I mean that Trump left the first time as a loser, but he's coming back as a conqueror. And the way he put it, I was like, wow. And again, which falls into what you highlighted, him failing to be part of the tradition, which goes as part of those things. When you want to talk about his laws as a president, I think that way pretty much sit at the top. Him not being part of this tradition, so that would be at the top. So, but he was a loser leaving the White House. For him to come back again, then as a conqueror, I mean, it's quite remarkable. So he understands that, he knows that, and he's going to make it all the way. What do you think of yesterday? Yesterday was his last rally after the victory as the target. He only brought Elon Musk out to speak. The vice president was there. Everybody was there, but just him and Elon Musk briefly.
I didn't watch it, but I
Oh,
know that
okay.
there is going to be a different ball game. Especially this administration, he has nothing to lose. If he's someone that, according to the New York Times and people who knew him well, he cares about history, despite some of the things he talks about. Let's listen in, and then we will continue our own side. So I think they've arrived at the capital, and we see the two presidents coming out and entering the building. I think that's what is going on. Can you just imagine the security here? The
Oh
the
man.
amount, the amount of
The old DC is covered with all form of security. Any move. This is the most secure place right now on the planet Earth, at least this moment.
I don't like the fact that it's done indoors.
Yeah, we have well,
You
what
know
can
that John F. Kennedy had to brave the weather and did his own inauguration outside, despite how cold it was. You know, but I guess Biden is old, Trump is
yeah.
old.
That's true. I didn't even put that into consideration. That's good observation. Yeah, there are two old people, so
Yeah,
no one hears story. Story that touch. At the end of it,
they
the fact
freeze.
that he's going straight to LA after the
Oh
fact
yeah,
that he's going to LA to go spend his it says a lot. And then the
but
weather warm. Oh, wow. I just can't wait for the speech. That's
from,
what I'm
from
waiting for.
from his speech,
Yes.
what are you expecting on the speech?
Uh, We, we, we have a glimpse of what how his own presidency is going to play out. A little bit of it. If where the focus is going to be on. Is he going to, as of his first is 2017, which is what some center around something carnage. it was pretty much in directed to the World Economic Forum, which is pretty much the neocon and all that. Was a contention with that, then of course the overall economy. But so I wanted to see whether if they are going to specifically mention China on this, or I just want to have a clue of what's the overall where they are going, where the narrow focus is going. I know it's going to be on China, but in what direction are they going to come in?
All right. Okay.
That's
Let's
why.
let's listen in to them, and then I'll come back.
Yeah, the American carnage. That was his last speech. First time. Okay, damage volume no deal.
Volume no there.
I say,
Volume no there.
yeah, or listen on my side. No, they,
No,
no, they hear anything. Even the no, you can. I mean, if audio from the video you are playing,
you don't hear it. Obi, I can
I
hear.
can't. No. Oh, maybe it's my side.
Hello, dealership. I'd like to buy a car, please.
Obi, can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I can't hear the video you are playing.
Yeah, I've just been told that it's been suspended.
Yeah, okay. I'm trying to look at it from my other phone. It's saying that streaming not can stream. So maybe that is the what you are streaming from Fox,
Yeah, Fox.
right?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
So.
maybe not them.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay. Let me
You want?
I didn't know what was going on. I was watching here, but it wasn't all right. All right, let's do this.
Yeah, that's how I said I couldn't hear you. Now
Oh,
YouTube, we don't block her. Maybe go for I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
know. Go
Let me go to
for
NPR.
all these mainstream media. They-
That was something. I had no idea what was going on. I was thinking I was watching it. All right, let's see.
yeah, but when you say you can, yeah,
I mean,
We go Nigeria. As in through our Nigeria station.
no, actually, it's the same stream that everybody's getting. So it's not. I don't know what's the big deal.
You say it's the same stream everybody's getting.
It's like the
Yeah, I
pension
believe.
has the largest budget.
I don't
It
think they
means
allow
then
you
that
to
go
bring your
after
camera
entitlements like Medicaid and pensions, Social Security, those sort of things which impact ordinary Americans.
hear
Donald
this?
Trump has said they are safe. Democrats
Yeah.
and opponents of Elon
Yeah, I
Musk
can hear
are
this.
convinced.
Okay.
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You know, that's something we do in Nigeria, where
Jennifer
all
Mark,
TV
it's pretty
stations
remarkable what we're
carry
seeing
their
here.
camera
This
and
is
getting
an
their
integral
network
part
everywhere.
of
here,
the United
there is
States
a
democratic
central
transition,
feed.
right? Tradition, I beg your pardon, tradition. All
Obama
the
didn't come with
former
Michelle.
U.S. presidents come and join this moment. We saw George H.W. Bush, George W. Bush, George
Michelle no
W.
come.
Barack
I
Obama,
know.
Joe Biden, of course, is there. We saw Hillary Clinton. This must be. She has described the moment when she had to attend
No, if
Trump's
I carry one of
in
his
January
daughter,
of 2017 as one of the hardest days of her life. So we know that was very difficult for her to stomach. She's having to do it a second time.
Yeah, it is remarkable. Amidst all of these traditions and trappings and showing of sort of cooperation and bipartisanship and coming together for the sake of governance and so forth, I'm struck by the need to sort of, to use a common English idiom, actions speak louder than words. And so I think we're going to hear, I expect, according to the early reports of Trump's inaugural address, I expect we're going to hear some suggestions of unity. We'll have to see what he does